Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with Tiramisu chocolate mousse. That's right, it's getting close to Valentine's Day, and we need a super sexy, awesomely delicious dessert to break out after our romantic dinner. And this is that. So we're going to do a classic chocolate mousse inspired by the famous Italian dessert tiramisu. So here we go. We're going to start with a double boiler. All right, so I got about an inch or two of water in a saucepan. I'm going to bring it up to a simmer. Then I'm going to back the heat down to low and put a stainless steel bowl over the top, into which I'm going to throw in a chunk of butter, some espresso. Now you can just use regular coffee, but I actually use some espresso, and then some chocolate. I'm going to use some premium quality dark chocolate. I'm going to crush it up. I'm going to toss it in with the butter and the espresso, and I'm just going to let it sit there undisturbed for about 3 or 4 minutes until I can see the chocolate pieces melting into the butter and coffee. And when it looks like that, I'm going to go ahead and take a whisk and stir it all together. And it's going to look incredibly gorgeous. Look at that shine. I could comb my hair in that if I had hair. All right, as soon as that's all mixed up, I'm going to remove that from the heat and just set it on the back of the stove and just reserve. Next, I'm going to take another stainless steel bowl, and I'm going to put this actually right on top of the stove. I'm going to pour in my Marsala wine. Marsala is a classic Italian dessert wine, a little bit on the sweet side. You could also use dark rum here if you wanted. Some sugar. I'm also going to add a couple egg yolks, and I'm going to start whisking that over medium-low heat. Now, a lot of people like to do this step over a double boiler, but I'm not. As long as you keep it moving, all right, and your towel does not catch on fire, which is an important tip, and you're just over medium-low heat, you're going to be able to cook those egg yolks no problem without any kind of scrambling issues. So just relax. People are way too scared when they cook. Be confident in front of your food. Besides, a confident person is a sexy person. All right, so we're just going to vigorously whisk the egg yolks, the sugar, and the Marsala over that medium-low flame until it's frothy and thickened. All right, when it looks like that, you're going to turn off the heat, and we're going to stir in some mascarpone cheese, another signature ingredient of tiramisu. As soon as that's incorporated, we're going to go ahead and combine our Marsala egg mixture with our chocolate mixture. And yes, I switched bowls so I get a better shot. Do not be alarmed. So just whisk that together. So once that's mixed together, I want you to set that aside and just let it cool down to room temperature. We can't combine this with the whipped cream if it's still hot, okay? So I'm going to take some cold whipping cream, very important it's cold, and I'm going to whisk that up by hand. Cream really does whip up pretty quickly. Besides, you don't want to be washing an electric mixer after dinner. You're going to have better things to do after this dessert. You know, watch a movie, listen to music, have seconds, whatever. But you don't want to be washing a bunch of extra dishes. So when it gets to that stage, be careful. It goes from that to this very quickly, all right? So you don't want to go any thicker than this. See those peaks? That's perfect. All right, once the cream is whipped, we're going to switch to a spatula, and we're going to add half the whipped cream to the chocolate mixture. Again, the chocolate mixture is cool by now, and we're going to simply what's called fold it in. Now, this half of the whipped cream, you don't need to be too delicate. Just keep mixing it in, folding it in. All right, scrape that spatula along the bottom and sides of the bowl, bringing anything that's unmixed up over the top, and you keep doing that. And once that first half of whipped cream is incorporated, dump in the second half and do the same thing. All right, so just keep mixing and folding, and you're going to end up with this very light and gorgeous mousse mixture. All right, at that point, we're ready to transfer this into whatever we're going to serve this in. I'm going to use a couple martini glasses, and of course, you could just spoon it in, but you know what? It's Valentine's Day. Break out the piping bag. I want my Valentine to be clear I made this, not the dog. All right, before we serve these, we're going to loosely wrap them. I don't want to mess up our beautiful piping design. And we're going to refrigerate those for at least 2 or 3 hours. All right, they got to be thoroughly chilled before you serve. All right, fast forward 3 hours later. I'm ready to garnish. All right, I'm going to dust some cocoa over the top because it looks so cool. And then a little bit of extra whipped cream on the top. And that's going to serve as a beautiful background for some sprinkled ground espresso coffee. Great contrast, that light cocoa, that dark coffee, that beautiful mousse. I mean, look at how beautiful that is. As we say every Valentine's Day, you make something that gorgeous for dessert, you are so getting lots of compliments. And that's really what it's all about. So if you and or your love interest enjoy chocolate mousse and are fans of the tiramisu, You're really going to like this dessert, all right? So I hope you give it a try. Head over to foodwishes.com for more information and all the ingredient amounts, as usual. And as always, enjoy.